All right, I thought I'd share this video. This is a 2010 Toyota Corolla. It's a base model. It's a 2.4 liter dual overhead cam. And I did a headlight replacement. I bought some headlights off Amazon and I switched them out because the ones we had were really beat up and just I couldn't really polish them out no more. They're getting moisture in them. Anyway, long story short, everything was working fine. The turn signals were working great and everything like that, and then the headlights and the low beams. And I go to work the next day, and I go to hit the turn signal, and it flashed like twice, and then just went dark. It wouldn't work. And you know, so I thought maybe it was the flasher relay went out, maybe possibly. So that was my first thought. And here's, just so you know, you got this little change, and it just, you gotta, you know, manipulate it, and it'll pop out. Okay. And down underneath here, you see this big fat relay all the way to the right? Okay, that is your flasher relay, all right? Bam, right here. Well, I went to a store and I bought, you know, an auto store, and I bought a new flasher relay, popped it in, all excited, didn't do a darn thing. So it wasn't the flasher relay. And so back to the drawing board, and I says, well, I checked my fuses, and they were good. So I was like, okay, maybe, shoot, it has to be this multifunction switch up here, right? Right? So, by the way, this little deal here, the cheapest, I mean, they're about $130 to $140 for this whole multifunction switch that goes in to the column here. And there's a plug, electrical plug, has one plug. So I took this apart. I ordered one of these, and before I installed it, I just, you know, popped this loose, this cover around the steering wheel, around the column, and I unplugged the switch connector, and I plugged it into my new one, and I just kind of held it with my hand and hand operated it, and guess what? Yep, same story. I mean, it would work the lights just fine, the low beams, high beams, but the turn signal, nothing. So needless to say, I was a little bit upset. So I went back and started looking at things again. And here's what the problem was. Let me show you. Okay, here's the turn signal on the driver's side. There's a socket, this socket right here, okay? And it comes apart, and the bulb goes into this socket. Well, when I put the bulbs in, they felt really loose. They didn't feel like it was a tight connection. So I got a flathead screwdriver, and I started bending the prongs inside of that socket to where they would fit tighter. Well, I damaged the prongs in there, and let me show you. So here's the old socket right here. Okay. Oh, and see, it just fell out. It fell out. So you see, I damaged it, and it was loose in there, and it was making a poor connection, and you could see, and it's about $10 to $12 for this socket a piece. Anyhow, I put a new socket in, and you know, I had a bulb in there too, which I took out because it still wasn't working. And look at this bulb. I mean, this is a new bulb from the store. You could see the elements don't look, to me, they don't look damaged. They don't look broken or burned or blown. But this thing would not work at all. And I had one of the old turn signal bulbs that I had taken out. I put it in there and it worked just fine. And it's the same, you know, it's the same exact bulb. The numbers are the same. So it's a defective bulb, I guess. I don't know. But now it's working just fine. So it could be a socket issue or a wiring issue here. You got to be careful. You know, these wires get old and hard, and you could make a break in one of these wires, and it'll do that too, you know. So I hope this video helps. If you're having trouble with your turn signals not working, I'm telling you, I've been driving around with this car for like 2 or 3 weeks now with no turn signals, and it is just irritating. So now it's working. It's good to go. So, oh, and by the way, if you pop this fuse panel off, You got a row here, and you got a row here, and row here, right? Well, it's the second row over from the left, and it's the second fuse up. That 10 amp fuse, that is the fuse for your turn signals and your hazards. Okay? And that's the only fuse that I believe there is for the turn signal and hazards in this make and model. So I hope this video is informational and helps you solve your problem if you have the same thing I had going on. And side note, 90% of the time, if your car's working fine, everything's working the way it's supposed to, and you work on your car, and then it starts messing up on you, well, it's probably something you did. And yeah, it was something I did with that socket down there. So good luck, and I hope this video helps, because I didn't see anything on YouTube or anything going into this matter as far as the turn signal is not working and it being the socket. So again, thanks for watching, and I hope this video helps.